Carmela Soprano and Angie Bonpensiero. Let's talk about them and how their lives mirror and oppose each other. Carmela is married to Tony Soprano, and Angie is married to Sal, a.k.a. Big Puss y Bonpensiero.
When he did come home that day, I was upstairs. I heard the door and then his voice, I'm home. I wanted to vomit.
Hello, I'm home.
I'm sad and depressed. He's unhappy. Sleep is my number one.
So Carmela and Angie have quite a lot in common at the beginning, or so it seems.
Wherever you were, it couldn't have been more important than letting your son know that you care about him.
Angie struggles throughout the second season as Puss sort of spirals further and further out of control as he grapples with the fact that the FBI is not going to let him off the hook.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Tony also sort of spirals in season 2, and he and Carmela have some pretty bad fights, though it's not nearly as physical as it was with Puss and Angie. By the time we get to the end of season 2, Angie is pretty mentally checked out, while Carmela, on the other hand, is soaking up the success.
You look beautiful, Carm. So he's ready to go buy a boat.
I didn't know you shopped over here. They're running a special on IAMS. Every penny counts these days.
I told him to put us down for the 50,000.
I'll tell you, shopping for one is no picnic.
So how's Angie doing with Puss gone? Not so well. Carmela runs into Angie at the supermarket. First, when Angie asks if Carm can ask Tony for some money for her dog to have an operation. The second time, it's when she sees Angie giving out free Polish sausage samples. I know, you thought the only sausage they had was Italian and Jimmy Dean. See what you learn when you cross cultures and shit?
I gave you 5. Now, all right, maybe I could go another 5, maybe 10.
Well, where am I going to come up with $1,200?
Jeez, Ange, I'm sorry. It must be so tough.
And?
Frankly, when he heard your husband was the defendant, he demurred as well.
I probably should have mentioned.
If you or anyone needs anything, don't hesitate to call.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I have plenty of people around I can talk to.
So we have this turning point where Angie moves from traditional mob wife to fiercely self-reliant.
You bought that yourself?
She did. She took all that negative shit he gave her and spun it into gold.
600,000.
I could totally imagine Tony hearing this about Angie giving out the free samples at the supermarket and then approaching her and telling her, okay, you don't need to do this. We can set you up at the body shop, just out of sheer self-interest, because he'd feel guilty or he'd feel like shit if he knew that the wife of someone that he used to be best friends with is now having to do this.
So how come Angie Bonpensiero don't come?
Please, she's not welcome here.
Something else to think about that was kind of just dissolved as an issue after Roe brought it up to Aid once. Angie's culpability, or placing her in the same category with Puss as if she also betrayed them. We know she didn't. I mean, if she was on board, she would have gone into witness protection with him. In any case, Angie probably had to do a lot of mental work to get to the point where she was able to move confidently in this new position, this new role, running the body shop. So it's not surprising that she would be kind of laying low during this in-between period. Maybe Roe just assumes Puss is the reason for her absence, but we did see them all together after Puss went away in season 3. Remember their Hillary Clinton discussion?
Not like the grief we go through with our husbands.
That's because we married these wayos.
It's not just us. The President of the United States, for crying out loud.
You know, with you out of the house, I've had a chance to do a lot of thinking. I mean, it's partly my fault, but...
When Carmela says it's partly my fault, that's like her way of rationalizing things. The opposite of what Angie was saying back in season 2 when she was preparing to divorce Puss. Carmela was pushing back against it.
Is this really the example you want to set when your daughter is struggling very hard to keep her new marriage in one piece?
Why are you working this hard, Carmela?
I think because if Angie can be okay without Puss, why can't she be okay without Tony?
She set up her own little thing.
She did.
It turns out there is a lot for sale over on Crestview, a little over an acre. I was thinking I could build a spec house.
Well, I'll call Ginsburg and have him free up a down payment.
So Carmela bargained with Tony here. You give me $600,000 to buy the land, and you can move back in.
I'm not happy Sal's back.
Angie.
I'm sad and depressed.
I put this clip of Carmela washing the dishes with Angie's audio saying that she's not happy Sal's back from season 2 because I don't think that Carmela's very happy that Tony's back either. At least it doesn't look like it. But this is the bargain that she made.
Wait a minute, it's all right.
Well, you look like you're doing pretty good since we had that phone call where, you asked me, could you take over Puss's body shop?
Carmela asks Angie if she's seeing anyone, and
So, how about you? Are you dating?
With my hours at the body shop?
she says, with my hours at the body shop, are you kidding me? But if you think about it, it might be hard for Angie to really settle down with someone new if that person's not in the family or in the business. Tony may not appreciate that either. Imagine if some new guy starts coming around to the body shop. Tony could say to her, well, you have this new guy now. I'm sure he can take care of you, so you don't need to be running the body shop anymore, right? Or, something that Tony would say like that. Even if he didn't actually make her stop, I think it's another thing that he would try to hold over her head, that he's letting her do something. So there may have been other ramifications if Angie had wanted to date someone.
Well, Angie's put money on the street.
Well, she's got enough money to do that, huh? Well, she's pretty successful with that body shop, so.
We could have turned your bullshit into a fucking $1 million.
My bullshit? That spec house was my investment for my future.
Here we go.
So when you think about it, really the both of them have money on the street. Though it's Tony's money, in Carmela's case.
15 times I asked you. Do you know what this does to my cost basis to start over with this?
Bullshit.
Now, was Tony negotiating with Angie here too? In some ways, you could say that. He let Angie run the body shop, so Angie had something to do. Sort of like how he gave Carmela the money, so she had something to do with her spec house project. And maybe Angie wasn't fully independent or fully autonomous either. The fact remains that she still answers to Tony. Tony still reminds her that he let her run the body shop. So is it really her money free and clear? Or is it part of that same bundle that goes in and out of their wallets from all those industries?
I didn't want to get into these extras without checking with you.
And honey, you want to run a body shop, run a body shop. You said, could you claim your piece of the garage? So you want to be a woman in business and do what you think the situation calls for. Some woman left alone like that would have given up.
Anyhow, put me down for $2,000 worth of body work and or paint.
When Carmela goes to collect the stuff from Angie for the silent auction, she comes face to face with Angie's new situation. She's not handing out samples at the supermarket anymore, that's for sure.
Oh, hi. Carm, hi. I'm sorry, am I interrupting something? I'm here for the free bodywork certificates for the auction.
Oh, that's right.
But if you're busy, this will just take another sec. Okay, sure.
By the time we get to the end, I think we see more and more Carmela's desire to set up more of her own little thing, as she feels it's only a matter of time until she becomes just like Ange, a woman left on her own. Hence her meeting with carpenters.
Oh, listen, we're not eating at home tonight. I thought we'd go to Holston's.
Overall, Carmela and Angie, they had some things in common. They had some differences. But if you look a little closer, I think that some of those differences aren't so different after all. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Carmela and Angie as individuals or in relation to one another? I hope you enjoyed this video.